While broadcasting legend Les Keiter is no longer with us, his memory lives on through the many people whose lives he touched. Not only family, friends, and fans, but the next generation of sportscasters who the General inspired and in many cases mentored. Kanoa Leahy has more on the Les Keiter legacy.
Les Keiter lived out the dream of every aspiring sportscaster, and he recognized that. In fact, one of his greatest qualities was his desire to share his cherished craft with others.
He was an open book. He would let you come. He'd let you watch him. He'd talk to you. He just gave back to the community as a professional, all the young people that he touched.
In a cutthroat, dog-eat-dog industry, the General was a rarity, a big-timer who acted anything but big time.
Someone who sat alongside the greatest athletes in the history of sports, and yet who could come back here to Hawaii and be just as excited about a local soccer match, a local Hawaii game.
Steve, this has to be one of the premier swimming events of the year, particularly for the youngsters. What happens down in South Africa? How long is the tournament, the event itself?
Keiter's phonic philanthropy is perhaps most encapsulated by his Stadium Stars program, where novices can record themselves doing an actual broadcast of high school football games. Willing to talk shop, tell stories, deliver pearls of wisdom to anyone who would ask, and there is an entire younger generation of sportscasters, myself included, who had the honor of working with or learning from the great Les Keiter.
He was my mentor. I was a day away from entering the police force. And he said, "Where you going, kid?" I said, "Son, I'm giving up." He said, "No, you're not." 3 days later, I was his sports reporter. It was him who believed in me. I had the pleasure of working with him, learning from him, seeing him at his finest.
I was interning in '90. I was just trying to get into the business, and so it was a lot of free work on weekends, but I may not have been getting paid money, but I was getting paid. But just working with the entire sports group and with the General, I wasn't getting a check, but I was getting something, and it's something that I will carry with me for the rest of my broadcast career.
I just think that guys like you and guys like me and all the other local sportscasters and the Larry Beals of the world, I just think we were really fortunate that we were able to glean whatever we did from him.
And those of us who have had the privilege of occupying the KHON 2 sports chair are continually conscious of the significance.
He made it known that there was a certain amount of pride and prestige, I guess, when he sat in the chair, and you know, he felt it.
Once you start thinking about all of the sportscasters, the news people that he's worked with, he leaves behind a huge extended family that he touched. That's the thing, I think.
Thank you, General, and as you would say, so long for now.
Up next, saying goodbye to the General. He was the voice behind so many memories for people from all over the country. Just last week, hundreds gathered in Waikiki for a memorial service to honor the General. As Jai Cunningham reports, friends and family celebrated an amazing career and a remarkable life.
Les Keiter had a profound way of using words to transport you into a moment, to make you feel what was going on, even at a bloody prize fight.
And Les would describe how the claret was flowing. Not the blood, the claret.
Those who gathered got more than a few good laughs from some of the memories shared about a man who had a sense of humor, even late in life when his eyesight was failing. I fell victim.
I walked up and I said, "Hey, General, it's Jai." And he said, "Who's that?" And I said, "It's Jai Cunningham." And he said, "I've never heard of you." And right as I thought, "No, General," he went, "I'm just joking, kid."
"You're doing a hell of a job, kid, and everybody's talking about you." And I looked at him, I said, "What?" He said, "Didn't Les tell you that already?" I said, "No." He said, "Well, he will. He tells that to everybody."
He was nicknamed the General. But it was a Navy bugler who played taps, a Navy honor guard who gave Les's widow, Lila, an American flag for his service to our country. The condolences came from as far away as D.C.
He was my sports hero. I hope it'll comfort you to know that your grief is shared by many, many others in this community. Please accept my sincere condolences. Aloha, Daniel K. Inouye, United States Senator.
They all celebrated 89 years of living. The general passed away on April 14th. The memorial service brought decades worth of friends in touch with his family.
It's really a celebration of all our lives, because all of us here today have been touched in some way by this remarkable man.
But the most important thing is what we do in the middle of all of that, that little dash between the beginning date and the end date. I think when you look at Les's little dash in there, it is filled with a lot of great memories.
The general leaves behind his wife of more than 60 years, Lila, and 5 children.
We know what my dad was because he was our dad. But hearing the lives he's touched, reading them on the web, wherever you see them in the newspaper, it's pretty mind-boggling how much of an impact this has had on so many. You don't notice that when you're just his daughter.
The ceremony was capped when family and friends paddled off Waikiki, scattering the general's ashes at sea.
He would have loved what he saw. My dad's a ham. I mean, you can't, to a degree, you have to be, and he would have loved every second of it.
He ended every broadcast with "This is Les Keiter," saying so long for now.
Seems only appropriate the general covered all the sports in his career, everything from canoe paddling to surfing, the sport of kings. It seems only appropriate to end it this way. I'm Jai Cunningham. So long for now.
It's hard to say goodbye to someone you've loved and respected for so many years. And it's no exaggeration to say that a great number of people here in Hawaii and on the mainland loved and respected Les Keiter, a true original in the world of broadcasting. Some of us here at KHON TV had the pleasure of working and socializing with him for over 20 years. I can't think of a better way to say a final goodbye to the general of Hawaii sports than this. We won't forget you, Les.